All right. Now we're getting ready for our game of the night, Wayne.
Yep.
Michigan City, Valpo.
At
Coach
Michigan
Mason's
City.
becoming a regular.
Yep.
At Michigan City, should have another huge crowd. Valpo, of course, has gotten the best of Coach Mason since he's been at Michigan City. And
I don't think Coach Mason has won yet against
Yeah, I think he's totally aware of that, I think, as well. Let's check it out. T-Dub out at Michigan City and Valpo.
In the past 2 seasons, Michigan City has lost 4 games by 7 points or less, including a loss to Valparaiso by 3 points last season. The Vikings and Wolves battle again Friday, with the winner taking a big step towards winning the Duneland Conference Championship. Now you got Valparaiso coming up, and the one thing I can remember from the Valpo game, you had them, and then you lost the game in the last seconds. Is that a concern for you?
Well, yeah, it's a concern. I mean, I kind of talked about it after the game. You work on so many things, end of the game things, offensively and defensively, whether it's your 2-minute drill, whether it's your goal line. But there's just no clinic for a kid who just makes a play against you, and I think that's what's kind of happened to us. For us, I think we're looking at that we have an opportunity here to do something special. I think our goal is definitely to win the Duneland Conference, and I think it starts right here with Valpo.
What's your biggest concern about the Vikings?
Defensively, they're really good. I think their front four reminds you a lot of the guys from home at Flossmoor. Maybe not as fast, but definitely long and play with leverage and pin their ears back and really get after you. Those kids are really good players. I know the one kid's a sophomore, the Jones kid. He's going to be something special. Their linebackers are typical, region linebackers, big downhill physical kids. So we definitely have our work cut out for us.
That being said, you played Valpo last year, almost beat them at Valparaiso. Now you get them here. Where's the advantage?
Well, obviously, being here is great. This has become our home. We love playing here. I anticipate what could be a sellout crowd, which is always awesome for Friday Night Lights. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be one heck of a ball game.
Besides winning the Duneland Conference and that goal being set, what would a win over Valparaiso do for your program?
Well, I think it would be great. I haven't beaten them yet, so it'd be a lot of fun for me personally to get that win over Valpo. It's a great program. Bill's doing a tremendous job and his staff, and that's a great team. I think right now, as far as region teams go, they're the premier guy.
The Valparaiso defense has been the Vikings' calling card, but it's their offense which put up big numbers last week that could be a deciding factor against Michigan City. A lot of so-called pundits feel that your game against Michigan City could decide the Duneland Conference Championship. What's your attitude about this matchup coming up Friday?
This is a matchup like any other matchup for us. We're preparing as we would for Penn or Mishawaka or anything else, but we're looking for a great matchup, and we're excited to see what our kids can do against another top team like a Penn or a Mishawaka and LaPorte.
Now, we're not expecting a high-scoring game coming up on Friday, but how important was it for you guys to put some big numbers up against LaPorte going into this game?
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum builder for our offense. We were able to go ahead, like I said, put 38 points on the board and get over 300 yards of total offense. We had some great rushing behind Jesse Harper and Jackson Kurth. Even one big receiving, route by Luke Patterson, a 66-yarder that he was able to take down to the 2-yard line. So being able to kind of function on all cylinders and fire on all cylinders for us is going to be crucial on the offensive side of the ball. And then for defense, being able to go ahead and take away their threats. Again, they're an RPO team that run pass option. Being able to take away the quarterback, who is very talented and gifted, but also then be able to take away their running backs and the receivers on the outside.
How concerned are you with that Michigan City offense, because they've been known to put points on the board?
Absolutely. I mean, they did a tremendous job against Homewood Flossmoor and all the film that we've seen on them. Just kind of like our offense, they have the ability to go ahead and pop a big play at any moment. And they do that with the ability to go ahead and do those run-pass options. And so we got to make sure, much like we did against Mishawaka and LaPorte, make sure that we're responsibly sound for what we're supposed to be taking care of, whether that's our linebacking core, our secondary, or even our front four.
1 year ago, you basically didn't stop Michigan City's offense, but you didn't let them explode on you, and you wound up winning the game in the last second. How confident are you that your defense this year could get that done?
We're extremely confident. Not overconfident, but we're confident. We have a lot of great returning guys. The one spot that we thought that we needed a little bit of help in was the defensive line, so we've done a couple of things to go ahead and shore that up for this week. And in doing that, they've had a great week of practice thus far, and looking forward to seeing them today and how they respond.
Marshall picked up his first coaching win last week, but getting career win number 2 will be a lot more difficult against the Michigan City team that's debatably the best in the region. On the flip side, can the Wolves offense overcome the very stingy Valparaiso defense? Okay, Joe and Wayne, who you got?
Tommy's working hard out there.
He really is. Yeah, I tell ya.
Obviously, Michigan City at home, you're going to take the favorite, obviously.
Well, you know, this is a situation where I think this is a really close matchup. You got defense, Valpo's, and offense, Michigan City's. I think the key might be if Valpo's defense can get to the quarterback, who is not necessarily very tall, and
Right.
I know Valpo has some real big linemen. If they can put pressure on Heyman, I think
Yeah.
that they could step in and get this one.
May have to get him outside, boot out a little bit, run a little outside on the perimeter. I think you got to like Valpo's the fact that they've already played at Penn and at
Yes.
Mishawaka.
Yes.
So this is their third difficult road game
Right.
of the year in 4
Right.
weeks.
I
And
agree with
their
you.
offense did, get a good feel to them last week. That being said, Michigan City at home, just a heartbreaking loss earlier this year. They do play, it seems, at a different level at home.
Yes.
And that's why you're going with Michigan City.
I am. I think this is going to be a great game, and I'm just worried that Valpo might not be able to put up the 30s against the Michigan City defense, which isn't bad at all.
Yeah, I don't know I think 28 points could win this game
Yes.
if anybody can score 28.
Right, that's the thing.
Valpo's going to try to run the ball, so they might shorten the game a little bit trying to run the ball as well. They're not going to be coming out trying to throw it 40 times.
Yeah, you've got Kurtz and Harper, and you've got a big offensive line. So Michigan City is going to have to be really prepared to stop those offensive, holes that they can Valpo can create.
All right, there's one pick for Wayne.